Hello guys, Doc Detroit here. How you been? I got my winter beard grown in. It's getting cold around here. Let's see, I think it's the first day of November, give or take, somewhere in there. It's starting to get real cold out here in the shop, and because I don't like carrying 100-pound propane tanks back and forth to the store, I'm not going to have heat this winter, so I'm having to close this big shop down enough that I can leave things alone. Unless it's a warm day, I'll come out. One of the problems I have is I have a lot of bare metal on the truck. And what's happened is I've had to just grab some spray cans and spray some of it up. I can always sand it back down again in the spring. But what's happening is as it got cold, everything started to flash rust. It's getting humid out. We had many days of rain. So I've had to put a coat of good old-fashioned freaking flat black Rust-Oleum on there, and I'll have to sand it off in the spring. But I can use it as a guide coat at least. Wiring harness is coming along. Those are my 40 and 30 amp circuit breakers into the fuse box from the square body. The wire that's gone up over the top, that's the water temperature, oil pressure, and ignition. These here that are left over are fuel sending unit, and I'm not sure yet. And down the bottom, there's a 4-wire thing going to the back for taillights, which I also haven't decided what to use for taillights. I don't have any at the moment. I think what I'm going to do is wander through junkyards and come up with something. One of my first cars was a 73 Camaro, and I always really liked the taillights in that. With a big flat surface back here, I'm thinking maybe I'll get the old hole saw out or the plasma cutter. And right in this area here, put the taillights, like Camaro taillights. What do you think? The round ones from 72, 73, 71, 70, that generation. Always really liked my car. I know I can't turn the truck into a car, but hey, you know. I also have the 7,000 watt generator out of the motorhome I crashed. I did have it running. The coil's bad. It's got real weak spark. What else we got going on? Oh yeah. Pontiac. Yep, it's here. The rocker panels are welded in, inner and outer. I've got cab supports welded into it. The motor's still in it. Engine, whatever you want to call it. I haven't really done much with it. Also, I've got this Slant 6 that had been a propane powered. I'm saving the ignition, the carburetor and all that off of it. I'm throwing a regular carburetor on it. Spraying some oil in it because it does run good, and covering it up for the winter. Again, I got to fog it or something. I have lots of mystery oil, so it'll probably just end up full of mystery oil. Fire truck. Didn't do anything with it this year. I feel really bad about it. If there's anybody out there who restores these or wants to care for a fire truck that's a 1927 Porsche, leave me a message. We'll talk. All right, over here, I got my buddy's truck that he gave me. It's got 211, 800 and something thousand miles on it. I've started to put in the cab corners. They're cut. I still have to cut them in and weld them. But again, running out of season, so right now it's just zip screwed on. This side I did a real quick patch. I just welded it in. I haven't even body worked over it. I just welded it in. This is the bad side. Cab corner, bottom door. I don't have a white door. I thought I was gonna, but I don't. But I did start cutting the parts in. That'll be going. That I can work on out here on a sunny day when it's warm. Not bad. Gonna need a full exhaust. It's a good little truck. Well, little, I guess. It's a bigger truck. Yeah. So that's where we're at the moment. I may or may not be able to get some stuff done. I'm talking to one of the propane companies to see if they can just drop a tank here and they come fill it, because I'm getting a little old and beat up to be trying to deal with that stuff now. I do have to have a guy. The front end of my shop roof is starting to peel up, and I don't know why. I suspect it's not a good thing, but I've got a guy who's going to come take care of that for me. Ugh. So we'll be doing most of our work in the little shop. Got a bunch of stuff to do over the winter. We got little pieces and parts from each one of these projects that I can be working on. I got to take down the big drag tires and pull the tires off and get it down to the wheels. Clean the wheels up and polish them. I don't know what I'm going to put on them next year, but by the time I'm done tubbing this Pontiac, they're going to go on the Pontiac. What else do we got going? Everything's out of the motorhome that I crashed except for the big block, and that is only held in with 2 bolts. I'm hoping to get that out before winter and get it under cover. It's already November and it's getting cold, and it's too cold in the shop, so yeah. And I guess that's where we are for now. I hope to update us on everything else soon. Again, like I said, I got the Pontiac, the engine's in it, I've got the transmission and the shifter linkage and all that. It's just not in the car, and I want to pull the motor and take it down. And I want to show everybody that we take it down. I'm pretty sure it's a new engine on the inside, because it's got all new gaskets in it. But I want to take it down anyway and put my own fingers on everything, because, well, I don't trust anyone else to touch the inside of my engines. Gosh darn it. If I blow it up, then it's my own fault. If somebody else touches it and it blows up, well, then I have hard feelings, and nobody wants that. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys watching. Next episode, as it were, will be in the little shop. I've got a couple of air compressors in there I got to work on. I've got a little V air compressor that I'm trying to convert to an engine. I've got to see if I can't find a couple of small cylinder heads at the dump. You know, like those Chinese overhead valve crappy. If I can get a couple of those cylinder heads, I can make it work. Unfortunately, the lathe and the milling machine are in the big shop, so I'm not going to be making parts for anything this winter. Hopefully it changes. Hopefully. If it does, you guys will be the second to know. I'll be the first. So now I'm babbling, but I appreciate you guys all watching. I just hit 400 followers. That's, for me, that's amazing. This December, I'm going to turn double nickel. So, for an old fart like me, you know, with physical limitations, I think it's just fantastic that there's even 400 people that want to talk to me. And that it's amazing that I'm still getting people wanting to talk about clubfoot and living with disability. And it's funny, my first video I put on about that, I was 43, 44, 45, somewhere in there. This was over 10 years ago. And it's still helping people, and I'm proud of that. But at any rate, if you guys wouldn't mind liking, commenting, give me a thumbs up, and absolutely, please, it'll help me out if you subscribe. I'm getting closer to where I can monetize, and I could always use a couple of extra pennies to do things like buy rattle cans of paint to cover up some metal before it starts to flash rust on me. Stuff like that. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. And don't forget to ring that bell for notifications.